learned a tough lesson about kids recently that I'll share with you. And parents, you probably know this backwards and front, but man, I learned when it comes to kids, like tiny children, man, you've got to be very, very careful with what you say to those things. Right? Dude, listen, am I wrong? They will take the most innocent thing you say, put it in their little data processor, and something totally different shoots out the other side. I almost got murdered because of some shit that a child misinterpreted. You guys want to hear this story? It's a wild story, and listen, it gets a little weird. I want you to keep that in mind, because when that happens, please remember, I didn't ask for any of this, all right? It's not my fault that kids are kind of stupid. So, we got to go back about a year ago. I was booked to do some shows in Ohio, and I hadn't booked my hotel yet, because I was like, whatever, I'll book when I get there. It's Ohio, you know, something, not the joke, but sure, Ohio, why not? There's a reason LeBron left twice. But I was wrong because when I got there, I could find no vacancy anywhere, no hotels. By the time I talked to my 5th hotel, the guy on the other end, he was like, oh, hell, man, you ain't gonna find a hotel within 100 miles of this place. I was like, what the hell, man, what's going on? He was like, oh, there's a big NASCAR race this weekend. I was like, are you kidding me? He was like, you didn't know that? I was like, no, I didn't know that. I graduated from college and my cousin and I are just friends. I don't follow NASCAR, guys. So he hung up. He hung up, and I was ass out. I had nowhere to go, but I got very lucky. This friend of a friend I've never met before, they were gonna let me stay at their place. It was this guy, his wife, their 5-year-old son. Never met him before, but they were gonna let me stay at their place. Now you see how none of you reacted to that at all? Because you think that's normal? That's not, all right? It's not. I know that this part of the country, you pride yourself on like Southern and Midwest hospitality. I'm gonna tell you right now, cut that shit out. It's gonna get you killed, all right? Listen, you guys, you could never do this back in California where I'm from. Like if someone was banging on my door in the dead of night with a knife hanging out of their liver, and I don't know if that's where your liver is, but whatever. My liver, who cares? Doesn't matter. But someone's banging on my door and they're like, please, you gotta help me. I'm in so much pain. They're right behind me. I would be like, sir, you need to step back. I do not feel safe. Because we're liberal and we care about people. But man, like the South and Midwest, not you guys, no due diligence, because that guy was just like, oh, welcome to our home, very large stranger in the prime of your physical condition, come on in. Let me show you around. This is the kitchen, we keep most of the sharp in here. Here's the garage, you'll find all the rope, duct tape you need. So remember, it was a guy, his wife, and their 5-year-old son. The kid's name was Aiden, because they f***ing all are now. But Aiden got like weirdly attached to me right away. I don't know why. I got there very late. I just wanted to drop my bag and brush my teeth and go to sleep. So I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and this 5-year-old walks up to me. And again, this is the first thing he's ever said to me, but he walks up to me and he goes, can you sleep in my bed with me tonight? Which, yeah, okay. I mean, first of all, somewhere in America at that moment, Chris Hansen just shot out of bed. Like, hey, what's going on here? Let's take a look at these chat logs. Did you guys get that? The To Catch a Predator? Oh my God. Was that not the greatest show of all time? Oh my God. It was the best, man. Every episode was the same. Some 55-year-old trucker drives halfway across the country, thinks he's gonna hook up with an underage girl. He's so amped up, he doesn't even pick up on the red flags. He's like parking next to the Dateline van. He's stepping over wires and sound equipment to get into the house. And when he finally gets there. Is it the kid he's been chatting with? No, it's like a 19-year-old drama student posing as a decoy. Always lures him in the same way, right? She's like, hey, come on in. I just spilled chocolate chip on my shirt. I have to change. Go ahead and take a seat next to camera 3. I'll be right back. And it worked every time. Anyway, back to the kid. So yeah, he's like, can you sleep in my bed with me tonight? Now listen, I don't know how to talk to kids, but I assume you're supposed to let them down easy. So I was like, oh, bud, you know what? That sounds like fun, but I don't think your parents would really go for that. And then Aiden said, well, that's okay. I'll just go ask him. And then runs upstairs. And I was like, shit, I'm gonna get put on a list. This is real bad. Because I thought, what am I gonna do? I thought, God, I can't stop him. The only thing worse than the question he's about to ask is if I physically restrained him from getting to his parents. Like, no, this stays down here with us. So I just dawdled up the stairs after him. I was like, well, let's see the hurricane. This should be interesting. Now, remember what I said about kids? Careful what you say to them, because the thing they repeat ain't what you told them, right? So, anyway, kid goes up to his parents' doorway. I'm just kind of hanging back in the hallway, and he goes up there, and he goes, Mom, can he sleep in my bed with me tonight? Now, the mom, justifiably, is like, what? No, absolutely not. And then the kid goes, but he says he wants to. Which I did not say, seriously. I did not say that. But I'll say this, it was at that moment I realized, I was like, shouldn't have followed him upstairs. Should have stayed downstairs. Because you know what it looked like in that moment? Remember when you were a kid and your friend would ask their parents if you could stay the night and you just kind of hung back in the hallway? That's what I looked like. I was like, hey, what do they say? Should I get my sleeping bag? Now, everything that I've just told you is A, absolutely true, and B, not the worst part. So let's get there. The mother saw me over her son's shoulder and she was like, you want to sleep in my son's bed? Now, I want you to know, folks, I'm not happy or proud of the answer that I gave, okay? I was very nervous, didn't think I'd be in this situation, because obviously, yeah, what I should have said was, no, absolutely not. I don't want to sleep in your kid's bed. Teach this little f***er some boundaries before he wanders into some guy's Plymouth Voyager. What is your Wi-Fi password? That's what I should have said. But again, I was all flustered, so when she asked, you want to sleep in my son's bed? What I came back with was, lady, I just met this kid. Yeah, which implies that I'd be cool with it if I got to know him better. All right, Aiden, this is our third date. Bunk up, let's tell some ghost stories. All right, I gotta get out of here in a second. I just want you guys to know that I don't like telling that story. I tell it for one reason and one reason only, and that is, you know what? Hey, comedy, it's going very well for me, all right? I'm living my dream. I get to travel across the country, talk to cool places like this. I'm filming my second special, and I appreciate you all being a part of that. Yeah, it's great. Going well. It's going well. Hey, I might blow up one day. You may see me on television. Sure. Yeah, okay. I just want you to know that when that day comes, somewhere out of the woodwork, there's going to be a family from Ohio. Says I tried to Me Too their son or whatever. So listen, before you guys all leave, I just have to make sure I get one thing from you, and that is your email addresses. Because when that day comes, I am going to subpoena all of you to testify as character witnesses. All right, I got to go, guys. Thank you very much. You were a lot of fun. Sarasota, Florida. Thank you so much.
Paul Conyers, ladies and gentlemen.